Classic TBC is right around the corner, and with it comes a ton of new spells for every class. The Burning Crusade really keeps true to the word expansion and expands on everything that existed in vanilla World of Warcraft. Whether you were a prot pally who was forced to heal when you wanted to DPS or tank, or you're a warrior topping the DPS charts, every class gets something new. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and show you guys today, so stay tuned. Hey guys, what's up? This is Dread. Let's get into it. So the first ability I'm sure you are well aware of if you played any arena during TBC and retail, and that is Cyclone. So Cyclone is a 1.5 second cast and makes the enemy target immune to all damage and healing, similar to a Warlock Spanish, but only for the next 6 seconds. It does DR, so it goes from 6 seconds to 3, then 1.5, and then they're immune for about 20 seconds. So yeah, again, during that time, that player cannot receive any heals or perform any actions. Cyclone is also unique in the fact that it cannot be bubbled out of, or it cannot be ice blocked out of. You can use it before, obviously, and you will be immune to it. You also are able to trinket it, so that's a plus. And here you can see me trying to ice block it, and it is not working. Again, saying you cannot do it while stunned. Alright, so the next spell is Spellsteal. This is one of the main mage abilities in TBC that you get. It is great to use in arena. You can dispel wings, you can dispel hots from healers, you can dispel bops from paladins as well, or priest shield if you're going in for a kill. In this clip you can see it just taking all of the druid's hots. You can also use it in raids, so you can help out your shamans and your priests to offensive dispel. Yeah, overall it's a great ability, but it does cost a lot of mana. Mages, are you tired of individually trading everyone in your raid to give them food and water? Well, look no more. For only 2 arcane powder, you can now conjure a refreshment table with 50 charges that your allies can click. So the way it works is you just click the button, it'll create a little portal, and then your raid and party members can go ahead and click on that. It requires 2 of them, and then once they click on it, it'll summon the table. They can click that table and it'll give them a stack of 20 food and water, and the food and water is combined into one. They're not separate, so it saves on bag space and it's a lot easier. No more having to log in 30-40 minutes before raid and conjure up all that food and water for everyone. Your healers will appreciate it. And again, it costs 2 arcane powder, the same reagent for your arcane brilliance. And next up is Cloak of Shadows for the rogue. So if you're a rogue, have you ever tried to get a re-stealth but someone dotted you as you ran away, or maybe you're fighting a warlock and they dot you up and they're just watching as your health rots down? Well, now you have Cloak of Shadows to counter that. So what Cloak of Shadows does is it instantly removes all harmful spells on you and increases your chance to resist all spells by 90% for 5 seconds. It's on a 1-minute cooldown, and I can't even begin to talk about how many uses this has in both PvE and PvP. So yeah, if you're trying to run away and get a re-stealth and you have a bunch of magic dots on you, you can use Cloak of Shadows to get that re-stealth. Bonus, if you're a dwarf, then you can stone form out of any bleed effects that you have on you as well. You can also use it if you're trying to score a kill in arena, if you're versing like a druid or a mage or a pally or lock or anything with magic. You just use that right before and they won't be able to fear you or hodge you or cyclone you or anything like that. And in PvE, you'll be able to counter certain boss mechanics or avoid heavy magic damage, and on a 1-minute cooldown. Okay, Paladins, it's your turn. So Paladins finally get a taunt. Amazing, right? Well, Paladins are now able to tank like any other tank and actually become one of the best tanks to bring into dungeons, into the Burning Crusade, due to their great AoE with Consecrate, and then also just nice having a taunt. Feels like a real tank. Alright, next we have Devastate. It basically replaces Sunder Armor for Protection Warriors, so no more being Fury Prot. You're probably going to be Deep Prot and using a shield. So with that, it allows you to keep up Sunder Armor really easily. Just use it as a filler instead of waiting for your Heroic Strike or your Shield Slam to come off cooldown. And just really allows for a lot more fluid gameplay. Yeah, so Protection Warrior rotation won't be so boring, not having this filler ability. Also does a high amount of threat, depending on how many Sunder stacks on the boss. So now the melee and hunters won't have to complain about not having Sunders on the boss. Next up is one of the more iconic warrior abilities, and that is Spell Reflect. So it costs 25 rage on a 10-second cooldown. You do need to be in battle stance or defensive stance to use it. It's able to reflect most, if not all, spells in both PvP and PvE, but you will need a shield swap macro to use it. Okay, so if you're rated in any expansion past the Burning Crusade before, then you've surely heard about Bloodlust or Heroism. It's arguably one of the most overpowered spells in all of TBC. Your party gains 30% haste to all spells and attacks for 40 seconds, and only has a 10-minute cooldown. Keep in mind, this is before the sated debuff was a thing, so you can use one after another, just keep swapping the shamans between the groups. It does only affect your party of 5, so it's not the whole raid like it is in retail, but nonetheless, you will want to keep it up on your main DPS, probably being the hunters and warlocks. If you do want to min-max, you can use leatherworking as well, use those drums of battle, but that's only 5% haste, so I personally don't think it's worth it unless you're really sweaty. Mages are no longer the kings of AoE. That title belongs to the warlocks and their Seed of Corruption. Seed of Corruption, you can cast it on any target, and once that target takes 1044 total damage or it dies, it explodes and hits every target within 15 yards, and it does not count toward the AoE cap, unlike mages. Sorry Paladins, you might want to look away for this next one. Priests get Mass Dispel, and what it does is dispels one harmful spell from each friendly target and one beneficial spell from each enemy in a large AoE radius. You can even dispel Paladin Bubbles and Mage's Ice Block, so priests, have fun with this. Alright, and last but certainly not least, hunters get Misdirection. So if you play Classic, as you know, hunters are the main poolers of every single raid, so this only helps what they already do. Basically, they'll want to cast it on the tank, and the next 3 attacks they do, instead of giving them threat, it'll give the threat to the target of the misdirect. So it'll help if you give it to the tank, pull the boss, or adds, and it'll go straight to the tank. It's going to be very useful for hunters. And a last little mini shout out is Steady Shot. Hunters get used to using this since you will be using it a lot. It's another new ability you get in TBC, and just helps with the filler rotation, so you're just sitting there waiting for your aim shot to come up or waiting for multi-shot to come up. You'll actually be able to use something now and be able to have more fun. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Alright, so if you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please go ahead and leave a comment, or if you didn't like it, hit the dislike button, let me know. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.